you might not have been a boxer at all. You might have been a jailbird.
That's true. I was a juvenile delinquent for a long time. I got a second chance by joining the Job Corps, anti-poverty program.
Yeah, but what sort of a guy were you? What kind of things were you doing?
I was a mugger early. Started off as a teenager. I thought I was so ignorant. I thought that robbing people was nice. I had no idea I was committing crimes until later on.
And you were a big guy from an early age. I mean, you developed early.
Always a big boy. Always a big boy.
Yeah. I read somewhere that your siblings, your brothers and sisters used to call you Moohead. Now, why did they do that?
I didn't know for a long time. I thought they were teasing me because of my hair, but I found out later we had biologically different fathers. And I was not aware. His name was Moorehead.
Moorehead. So the guy that you treated as your dad was not, in fact,
I didn't find out until years later that my father, that I consider my father, was not my biological father. He loved me so much, I never would have known.
And it didn't make any difference
in
the
end. It didn't
much.
Yeah. He'll always be my dad.
But what set you on the road to this petty crime, the mugging and so on? What was it about you?
Well, you get out and you want things, and you want things quick, and you figure the only way you're going to get them is take them from someone else. And
yeah, but were your other brothers and sisters on the same track?
No, I had my other brothers and sisters, as a matter of fact, pretty organized. They often wondered, where in the world is this one from?
Mr. Moohead, actually. but when you were when you changed your life, what was it? There was one thing you were being chased by the police.
I was doing some mugging one night. Yeah. We just robbed a fella, two friends and myself. And to get away from the police, I ran under a house to hide from the police. And I'd heard where when criminals were being pursued by the police, they'd go through waters and the dogs couldn't smell them. Yeah. And in our neighborhood, they had dogs. So I dug, I saw a sewer pipe burst. I started to dig and cover myself with sewage. And that's what changed my life. I didn't want to be a thief. It was the first time I realized that I was a criminal.
But as you were crawling under this house, covered in sewage, you said to myself, what am I doing here, George?
Because to the only knowledge I had was the criminals being pursued and hiding in water. And there I was, a criminal. It changed my life. I'm not a thief, you see.
But still, you had to get a break somehow. Now, what was it that showed you a new direction?
I heard a commercial of a great football player who went on to be a movie star, Jimmy Brown. He said, if you're looking for a second chance, he did this commercial, join the Job Corps. Yeah. I did, and I got a second chance. Get a basic education. I learned to pursue another sport. And in the meantime, because I missed my dear mother so much, I learned to box in the evening.
Yeah. How soon before you realized you had a special talent for boxing?
I didn't like it. The first time I went out, the guys, everybody laughed at me. He's big, but he can't fight. I tried to wrestle him, pick him up over my head. No, you can't do that. And finally, Doc Broders, my original boxing coach, told me, George, stop fighting in the streets. Commit your life to sports. You can be an Olympic gold medalist. He stayed with me.
He stayed with you. And when you beat Smoking Joe Frazier, you were what, only 23 years old?
Yeah, I'd gone on to win a gold medal in the Olympics in '68. Then it was after 3.5 years later, I was the #1 contender. 37 fights, 23 years old. I got my first chance for the title.
Yeah, and I mean, Smoking Joe had a reputation of being some mean man.
Smokey, yeah. If you hit him, he liked it. If you missed him, he got upset. I didn't know what I was going to do. I surely didn't think I was going to beat Joe Frazier, but I told everybody I was going to do it, so I was going to give it my best.
You're a guy with one knockout punch, aren't you? Now,
I've been known to hit a guy with one shot, and
with
he
one
goes,
shot.
He goes to sleep.
I mean, when you're actually delivering that sleeper, does it feel different to the other punches that you've tried to deliver and just don't work?
Yeah, you swing a lot of punches, and of course you miss a lot of shots, and most people see them coming, but every now and then a guy will not see something coming, and you hit him on that perfect spot, and you know the referee does not have to tell you 1, 2, 3. You know he's going to be counted out.
Gone. I mean, in the case of Frazier, when you hit him once, he lifted off the ground.
Yeah, but I knocked him down 6 times, and he actually got up 6 times.
Smiling at you.
Like, I want more.
Now, you made a lot of money from being heavyweight champion. When it came to Ali, were you a bit complacent, or were you really at your best?
Well, I'd beaten Joe Frazier, who had beaten Muhammad Ali. Yeah. I'd knocked Kenny Norton out, who had beaten Muhammad Ali. All these people, I figured, when I fight Ali, it's going to be the easiest thing in my life. So I got in the ring. I wasn't even afraid or nervous. I just jumped on him without any thought that he may be able to fight me back.
Yeah, and the way it evolved, though, he had actually worked out a strategy, hadn't he?
I don't think there was much of a strategy. He moved one way, and I'd stop him and beat him up. He moved the other way, I'd stop him and beat him up. I beat him for every round.
Yeah, he just took it. He just stood there,
took it.
kept his elbows in, and took it.
And I remember about the 7th round, I beat him up real bad, and I hit him in the side, and he fell on my shoulder. I said, I got him now. You know what he said? That all you got, George? I'm thinking, yep, that's about it.